Hello friends, again. Today we're going to have a rather lengthy discussion about the treatment of cystic acne with herbal medicine. And I would like to begin by saying that unfortunately in plant medicine there is no one silver bullet, there is no one particular plant that would address any type of cystic acne. In plant medicine, there are many differentiations, many different aspects that that need to be accounted for to create a competent formula that would successfully treat it. What exactly we need to know when we're dealing with cystic acne with plant medicine? Generally speaking, main pattern of imbalance any type of cystic acne is damp heat, and therefore we want to have plants that clear heat and dampness. And the manifestation of damp heat is, we spoke about it in my previous videos, it's the pus that you can see coming out, the oily skin. These are manifestations of damp heat, and it usually originates not on the skin, but it originates in the gut and it manifests on the skin in this particular case. And therefore, in addition to the herbs that clear heat and dampness, we also want to include herbs that also regulate your digestive tract, because damp heat accumulation, in addition to, of course, dietary imbalances such as greasy food, carbs, bread, alcohol is very often the culprit. So the first category of the herbs that we need to discuss are the herbs that clear heat and dampness. And there is a famous combination of three herbs which are called San Huang, three yellow. In Chinese culture, yellow is the color of earth, and dampness is always something that affects earth. And so we have the herb that affects the upper burner, the upper part of the body, which is Huang Qin, Scutellaria. Then we have the herb that affects middle burner, Huang Lian. We spoke about it. I have a separate video about it. And the plant that affects lower burner is called Huang Bai, philodendron. And in addition to treating damp heat directly, we also want to have plants that regulate the intestines, because remember that in terms of Western medicine, we can think about this phenomenon of damp heat as the compromised intestinal walls, which allow for the partially digested food, bacteria and toxins to seep from the intestinal tract into the bloodstream. And therefore, they're excellent at clearing chronic infections, yeast infections, and all other type of biota, undesirable biota in the gut. But we also want to have herbs that promote circulation and secretion in the digestive tract to normalize the flow. And so one of the plants that come to mind is Hopo magnolia. It's an herb that promotes circulation of qi, energy, in the digestive tract, and it also resolves phlegm and food stagnation. So when there is any type of stagnation in the digestive tract, this is an excellent plant to move things along. This herb is very well combined with another herb called Tanju, Dactyloides. And this plant strengthens the ability of the body to digest food and also to move stagnant fluids, what we call dampness. from the pancreas, spleen. Traditionally, pancreas in plant medicine is called spleen, and anytime I say spleen, I actually mean pancreas. When we speak in plant medicine about spleen affecting digestion, we actually imply pancreas. It's very simple. The next plant that is very popular in Chinese cooking and also in Chinese medicine is called qianpi, aged peel of the tangerines. Okay, it also regulates qi, meaning it promotes movement along the digestive tract and improves digestion and dries dampness, dries all this unnecessary stagnant fluid in the digestive system that prevents nutrients to be absorbed and creates swampy type of situation in the gut. Okay, so these are the plants that take care of the damp heat and also improve digestion. Next, let us speak about the plants that clear fire toxins. Now, obviously, when we speak about cystic acne, very often it's inflammatory and there are pustules, and so there is some sort of infection going on. And in plant medicine, we call this phenomenon fire toxin. A trademark of fire toxin, how you know a person has fire toxin, is the scarring. When cystic acne leaves scars, surely fire toxin plays a major role in this pattern, and we want to pay special attention to the plants in this category. And so my first plant of choice is Wu Gong Ying taraxacum. This is a plant that clears heat and resolves toxicity, and it's very good at reducing abscesses, and it also dissipates swelling. So anytime there is a big nodule, there are big nodules on the face that are swollen with pus or without pus, just swollen. This is a great plant to use, and it's very often combined with another plant which is called Xiakucao, Prunella vulgaris. This is also a cold plant that clears liver fire, and so this is a very good herb to clear any type of inflammation in the liver, and it also dissipates nodules. And another interesting feature about it, it actually reduces hypertension. Another plant that clears heat is zhizi gardenia. This plant, although I put it in the category of fire toxin, it's rather a plant that clears heat. It's a very good plant to clear heat, and it has also very good calming qualities. And so, if person has anxiety, insomnia, in many cases, this is a great plant to add in the formula. Finally, when we speak about fire toxins, we need to. This is about a very important concept that is unique to plant medicine, which is directionality of the formula. You see, when we prescribe a formula, we want to understand the movement of energy that this formula creates. For instance, if there is something that manifests itself on the skin, or something that entered our body just recently, like for instance common cold, it's a good idea to push this pathogen back out because it came from the outside, and the fastest route to eliminate it from the body is up and out, right? And we call this therapeutic principle to release exterior, or to resolve exterior. And there are two herbs which are great um, to add to the formula if in case we want to um, push pathogen up and out. And these plants are Lian Qiao Forsythia and Jin Yinhua Lanicera. Those of you more familiar with plant medicine know that these two plants are very important for clearing what we call wind heat. That's the seasonal external pathogenic influence of the type like flu. When people have high fever, sore throat, Jin Yinhua and Lian Qiao are the first two plants we think about. However, these two plants also have the ability to clear fire toxins and push pathogen up and out. However, when we are dealing with chronic acne, and to be more specific, let's say if this acne is mostly located on the chin, which is the holographic representation of the kidney channel, the lower burner, releasing pathogen up and out does not seem to be the best idea, because it's something that has been there for many years, and maybe it also has some sort of hormonal undertone. Let's say cystic acne, which manifests during the periods, and then we want to drain pathogen down. And in that case, we may want to use another plant, such as dahuang, the great yellow, rhizoma ray, the herb that purges the body. It also clears fire toxins, it opens the large intestine channel, and it also invigorates the blood. Which brings us to the next concept. So we spoke about the damp heat, the pustules. We spoke about the bacterial infection aspect with the fire toxin. Next, let us speak about the internal conditions of cystic acne. And one of them is the condition of blood. What is going on with the person's blood, and how does it play into this overall clinical picture? Because remember, cystic acne is not something that came onto the body from the outside. Somebody touched you and there is some sort of infection. No, this is the condition that comes from within the body, most probably from the digestive tract, where the body cannot resist penetration of toxins from the gut into the bloodstream. And therefore we need to address this idea of blood being affected. And there are two major aspects of blood pathology when we deal with this condition. First is the blood heat. How can we be sure there is blood heat? When blood is warm, when there is heat in the blood, the blood becomes more liquid and it bleeds. And so when we squeeze, let's say, a pimple and it produces blood, that's the evidence of blood heat. And then we want to use plants that are cold and cooling, and they cool heat from the blood. One of these herbs is called qi shao, the peonia root, red peonia root, right? And another great plant to cool the blood is sheng di huang, Romania glutinosa. This plant cools the blood and nourishes yin. So this is a great plant in case cystic acne is a part of hormonal presentation where there is yin or blood insufficiency. Next, let us speak about blood stagnation. That's the second pathological presentation when it comes to blood, the quality of blood. How do we know that person has blood stagnation? First, is the quality of the nodules on the face, you will see that these nodules, they are somewhat bluish and they are hard. And so that's the manifestation of blood stagnation. Another clue is when a person has menstrual irregularity, or they have a menstruation and either before or during the menstruation they start having breakout. That's also indicative of blood being involved in this pathology, and therefore we want to invigorate blood. And Dangwei, Angelica sinensis, is one of the best plants to invigorate and also nourish the blood. And the next plant in the category to invigorate blood, Chuanshion ligusticum, is another plant that invigorates blood. When it comes to regulating qi of the liver, two major herbs we need to be aware of are Chaihu, Bupliorum, and Xiangfu, Separis. These are two most widely used plants to move energy of the liver, but they are distinctly different. Because Chaihu releases liver, but it moves all the energy up and out. And so if you already have a condition where we want to move things down and in, perhaps Chaihu is not the best option. And Xiangfu Separis, this plant works on the deeper level. It moves qi, energy of the liver, but it also moves the blood. So this summarizes our initial assessment of the cystic acne and how to treat it with plant medicine. Wishing you all a good day, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write them. I will be very happy to answer your questions.